right, friends, subscribers, and strangers, what's up? Welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about optimizing your eBay listings. So why is this important? Beer, why are you sitting in a hotel room somewhere and thinking about optimizing eBay listings? Well, as you might have noticed, eBay is having a lot of problems right now. Their search is messed up. They're changing things around. AI is being introduced. They're pulling listings down. So, what can you do as an eBay seller to make sure that your items get noticed and get sold? So I've got 9 tips for you. We're going to go over each one. I'll give you some examples of the things you can do to make sure that your listings are the best possible and stand above the crowd to make sure that you sell your items in a timely manner. All right, so does that sound exciting? Damn right it does. Let's get going. All right, so some of these tips are going to be for you experienced guys. You're going to go, man, but do you do them all? That's the question I have for you. Whether you're a brand new eBay seller or you've been doing this for 20 years, all these things are things that you be doing every day with every listing. So it's a good thing to refresh yourself, or even if you're new, to learn. So let's talk about number one. One of the most important things you can do is make sure you use relevant keywords. And I'm not talking about keyword stuffing. I'm not talking about all the stuff that eBay hates. Use terms that people search for that they can find the item they're looking for. So if you're selling an iPhone, is it just okay to put iPhone? Or do you want to put, iPhone 12 Pro Max? How many gigabytes does this thing have? What cellular service is it? Is it unlocked? Do the things, and don't put the all caps, all these things that Google search hates all caps. Don't put the little @ symbols and all the fire emojis and all that stuff. None of that stuff helps you. Not one person has ever looked on eBay and go, you know what, today I'm really needing an iPhone, but you know what would really help me out? iPhone fire emoji. That's it. Oh my God, iPhone fire emoji. Sorry. Getting a lot of humor here from the wife, so she's with me on this trip. So
Gallery has spoken.
The peanut gallery over there. So this is video making is tough. So really just think about, you've got 80 characters, use them all, but make sure that you are making titles that accurately describe your item, keywords, and very concise and important. It's important that they can find what they're looking for. If I type in iPhone 12 Pro Max and you're selling a case, did you put the word case in there, or are you going to make me look through all the phones? So keywords, keywords, keywords. So that's where tip number 2 comes in. I'm just kind of rolling these in together. Tip number 2 is clear and concise. And I started explaining that already. Really, if it's a bundle, if it's all this stuff, you don't have to put 1 million things that are with it. We're going to get the pictures in a minute, but the title should be to get the buyer exactly what they're looking for and get them to click on your listing. What's one thing I left out? We're still talking about an iPhone. What's one thing I left out? What's the color? There's colors on all these iPhones, have different colors. We're just going to use iPhone for now just because it's a great example. Easy for me since I just bought a new iPhone and I'm using it right now for my first video. Tell me what you think about it. This is the 15 Pro Max. And I went through AT&T, so I didn't need any keywords. But, iPhone 12, Pro Max, AT&T, black, 128 gigs, unlocked, that very, not, you don't need to put in excellent condition, vintage, rare, all those things that's us resellers think, that's really going to make my listing pop. Nobody searches for it. It's absolutely useless. Think about that for a second. How many times when you type in the search, if you're looking for, Samsung phone, if you're looking for a Samsung phone, did you put rare in the title? I want that rare phone. I want the vintage phone. Nobody ever said that. It's one of the other hot. Nobody's ever searched for hot. Flame emojis again. So I'm telling you right now, make these listings. You've got to, how do you stand out from everybody else? Clear, concise, keywords, to the point. The item will sell itself. You don't need to play with the titles. Tip number 3, and this one so I cheat on this one. I use the AI description, but really the description is the place where, and I'll give you this, not everybody reads the description. They just don't. They barely look at a picture. They barely read that title that you spent, a couple minutes crafting, very concise and to the point, to get them to click on it. Uh, they read the description. So I use the AI description, and then I put the condition if it's a used item in it. A new item should. Okay, I'm an Amazon seller too, and the one thing I'll tell you is new is new. New should never. You should never have to explain new's condition. Never. If it's not pristine, brand new, it ain't new. We call it eBay new. What the hell is eBay new? My dog drugged this box around the yard. Phoebe shook it and crazy, gave it to Franklin. Franklin and peed on it. Oh, but I wiped it off. No, that's still eBay new, right? I never use it. It's still new. It's not new. New should be gift given. If you won't give this as a gift, okay, there you go. So write a detailed description. Any flaws? I get all these returns. I get this and that. List in the description what the flaws are. If you want eBay never backs up a seller, blah blah, because you didn't put it in the description. They can't look at it and go, the buyer should have known. Detailed description. Not only does it cover your butt, but it also lets that buyer know, that you're educated on the product, that you know what you're selling, that it's not a lot of hocus pocus. You're not a drop shipper, and if you're a drop shipper, you probably shouldn't be on my videos because you know how I think. So, yeah, descriptions, they're important. And so take a minute. Okay, so these are going to be 9 tips, and you've got descriptions. Tell me that you've spent all this time, gas, effort, money to hunt down a product that you're going to sell online, and it's too much trouble to optimize the listing and make a great description. There's a disconnect there, so we got to keep going with that. Tip number 4: high quality photos. You can use up to 24 photos. One photo, I know you're a drop shipper. I'm not buying from you. It's just as simple as that. One stock photo, I'm not buying it. How many? I can't be the only one. In the comments, let me know. Am I the only one? I've been told I'm crazy by the peanut gallery over here too many times in the last 35 years. But she's still hanging around, so it can't be that crazy. So damn, I forgot what else. So photos, take good photos. I want to see that you actually have the item. When I'm buying an item, I want to see the picture. Every now and then, put a foot in there. Okay, maybe not. That was the old days. When optimize and stuff. Does it have to be a stark white background? No. Do you need to spend all the time cutting out the background, all that craziness? There's an AI now that'll put backgrounds on photos for you, and it's pretty good. There's still, at the end of the day, take a photo of the item, show it from all sides, all angles. If there's a flaw, take a picture of it. If you're selling an electronic, for God's sake, take a picture of the serial number. Cover your butt. Take pictures, lots of pictures. So eBay's pictures are maxed out about 8 megabytes. So do you need this iPhone 15 with its whatever quadrillion gigabyte phone camera? Do you need that? No. I take all my pictures with an S21 Ultra. Jacob uses my old video camera. It's a Canon G7X.
I use stock photos.
And that's why she doesn't work for me. So, take good quality pictures. The one thing I can tell you about pictures is zoom in on them with the device. And that way, whenever somebody else wants to zoom in on, because if you do it with an editor, you cut down the ability to expand the picture out. So make sure you use a square and zoom in as close as you can on the picture and to a nice picture. That way, you will allow the buyer to open up, look at it, and do all kinds and see details. Details matter. Details. Oh, but I don't want them to see this scratch. Yes, you do. You don't hide anything from the buyer. Don't make them mad. Don't get negative feedback and then cry to me on YouTube and everywhere else that it's just a little scratch. You should have told them. You should have showed them in a picture. So the next tip is free or discounted shipping. And I don't always do free shipping. I sound like that commercial. I don't always do free shipping, but when I do, I do it on smaller items or when the competition is free shipping. It's something that you've got to really judge for yourself. Free shipping has a place. Um, just understand that you need, but beer shipping's not free. We're teaching the masses that it's free. They probably have associated the fact that the post office runs out of money and goes broke all the time and raise prices because they ship for free. They don't ship for free. But the bigger an item gets, the farther it goes away. You use your business policies to take care of yourself for shipping. But if you can use free shipping, and get an advantage, I recommend that. And so all my first class stuff, I do free shipping on just because it makes it easier for me to deal with, or me to remember. As things get bigger, if I sell a VCR or something, if it's over 2 pounds, it's got shipping on it. Just the way it'll work. All right, and then on my business policies for shipping, if it's going to California, they pay an extra couple bucks because it gets so freaking expensive going that far. All right, and then Alaska and Hawaii pay a couple extra. Puerto Rico pays a couple extra. The one nice thing about Ground Advantage is ground to all those places. So I'm thinking about taking the $2 off because the cost has been reduced to get ground items to Alaska and Hawaii now, thanks to USPS. They do something good every now and then, and I really do like Ground Advantage. I think that's been a spectacular win, and no, we don't talk about it enough, but that's been a spectacular win for resale at a competitive price. Beer, I found this at a yard sale. Man, somebody got $100 for it. It's got to be worth $100. But the last 10 have sold for 80. It's not worth $100. Somebody got very lucky. You saw the outlier. It's worth $80. You want to compete against me? I'll put it at 75 and sell it because I bought it for $3 or $4 or $5 at a yard sale. You wait for the $100, and I'll cash that check. You keep waiting. Competitive price. And I can't tell you, don't price yourself out of the market. Understand that it's the total cost of an item. So if they sort by low price, you're going to have to add your shipping in if you're doing shipping. So I put it at $100, Beard. I don't understand why it's not sold. Somebody else got $100, but you've got $100 plus 30 shipping, and I'm selling it for 75 plus shipping. Understand what the actual price of an item is. Be very competitive. Promote. There's a little argument about this right now, whether you should promote or not. I do dynamic plus 1%, with a cap of 15%. So that's the maximum pay. And so if you're going to compete, remember, if we've got the same item, we're actually competitors. Most of the time we're not. And if you're coming up against me, I'm using all this stuff to my advantage. All these 9 tips. Do I hit every one of them all the time? No, but they're so ingrained in my head that I definitely hit most of them. And so that's why I'm still selling stuff, and why I've come back from Amazon to eBay to sell more on eBay. And imagine that. Everybody's screaming, "Oh, I can't sell nothing." And I'm listening to stuff and selling it. Imagine that. It's because you got to get the basics. You can't expect, things to start going a little wrong with eBay and you've not really done anything right and go, well, damn, I wonder why my shit's not selling. And then you can't look in the mirror. You can't look. So promote. All you guys that say, "Oh, I'm just going to do 2%." Okay, you do 2%. And the folks like me who come from Amazon, who understand competition and selling and moving items, and understand that it costs money to sell an item, and taking advantage of an online platform versus a brick and mortar. A brick and mortar is 80% cost. They get slaughtered right now. You have a distinct advantage. Take advantage of it. But I'm not making as much money per item. If you follow all these tips, you're going to sell more items. Keep your items up to date. This one. But Beard, it's been listed for 6 months. I don't know why I hadn't sold. Have you gone back and looked at it? As your items reset every 30 days, do you look at them? Has the price changed one way or the other? Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. You've got to understand what the marketplace is. It's not just listed and forget it. That those days are gone of having 100 million listings and hoping to sell 1% of them. Because you bought it at a deal because Joe Blow gave you bought 10,000 8-tracks of Yanni, and you're going to be the magic flute, or Yanni the magic flute. Is he the magic flute guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Whoever the magic flute
The
is.
the
pan flute guy. There we go. How many people out there really want an 8-track of Yanni? So understand that your listings change, markets change, trends change. So,
Stop tying up your money. Get rid of that shit and go.
Lord have mercy, Johnny spent fire over there. Y'all listen to this? Okay, so here's one thing that you absolutely learn as an Amazon seller that eBay goes, did it really matter or not? You get that eBay message from. Here's the difference. I get a message from an Amazon customer. I got 24 hours to respond to this customer, or mark it as not needed. Which, if you do too many of those, you're gonna get in trouble. From what I heard, I don't know anybody who's ever got in trouble for that, but you could. And so what? So I answer their questions. What is it? What is your typical eBay seller? What will they tell you? I don't want them to buy it because they're asking too many questions. They're just gonna return it. They're asking for clarification. You've got a potential. You're fishing. You got the buyer like this, and you're cutting the line. you're on the back of the boat, a cigarette, lines going out. Customers are there banging at your door. And what are you doing? You're scared of them. Everybody's not a scammer. Get that out of your mind. What the hell? Take care of your customers. Answer questions. Be courteous. I had one today. So I'm trying a new shipping program. It'll be another video coming up soon. It's Amazon's new VQuo. And I sold a little video adapter thing that went in a little bubble mailer. And I had left the bubble mailer over because I needed to see the invoice to know whose name it was to match it up because I was printing 5 or 6 at a time. This guy got it and goes, it was unsealed. The thing's not in here. It got lost. And then before I could even ask him for a picture, he sent me 4 pictures of it and showed me the envelope I sent him. I didn't seal it. Did I argue with this guy? Did I say, oh, you're scamming? I'm like, oh my God, I am so sorry. Let me get your refund. Take a couple minutes. I am so sorry. And then I told him, after he gone back and forth, I told him, I'm trying a new shipping service and looks like change is not good for me. I apologize again. And he was really nice. He says things happen. And he ordered it from somebody else because I didn't have another one. Take care of your customers. They are not out to get you. They're out to get your stuff. They want merchandise that you have. That's why you're selling it. All right. So that's 9 tips for you. How many of those have you really thought about? And can I get you to think about these things in a different light? Think about it from everything you do, it does to benefit the customer. I know this is wild and crazy thought. Everybody tells you, just list it on eBay. You're going to make tons of money. You're going to do blah, blah, blah. You're going to be internet famous like the beard. That's not always that great.
He's not internet famous.
I'm not even famous in my own house. Oh my God. So everything you do is to attract a customer and to get the customer to buy your item. And so if you do all these things, you're ahead of most sellers. And so I challenge you to look at this in a different light and understand why is the title important? Why is the words and the keywords in the title important? Why are the pictures important? Why is the price important? All these things are what a buyer uses to form a buying decision, and you want them to buy your item. So hopefully I've some food for thought, made you laugh, and we'll see you in the next video. Roll Tide.